Hi, my name is Adam Mott, and I just won the 2025 Nationals Time Wizard Format 2010 Edison with Blackwings. Today, I'll be going over quickly my cookie cutter Blackwing deck, but before I get into it, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for $20 cash, Venmo, Cash App, ever. All you got to do is be one of the first 100 subscribers on my new YouTube channel. Like this video, leave a comment, and you'll be submitted into the giveaway. So let's get right into the deck profile. Starting with the monsters, 3 Sirocco, 3 Shura, 3 Bora. I think Bora is standard at 3 because Treeborn Frog is really popular. Another normal summon for Black Whirlwind. It's an extender for damage. And if it trades well with back row like Bottomless Trap Hole or Deprison my opponents, it did a good job of doing its thing. 3 Kaloot, 3 Blizzard, 1 Gale, very standard, 1 Vayu. So Vayu is at 1 because it's a brick. You don't really want to see it in your hand at all. You want to add it off of like a Blizzy normal summon with Whirlwind up. You want to special summon it with Shura when you run over something, and it also negates its effect that says this face-up card cannot be used as a synchro material because at the end of Shura's effect it says, but its effects are negated. So if you didn't know that, it's a good way to go into a Synchro 5. Another reason why it's in the deck, if you do hard draw it, you can convert it with Allure. You can also convert it with Icarus Attack. And my least favorite option, converting it with Torrential Tribute, you could just normal summon Vayu and then flip over your Torrential. So those are 5 decent ways to convert this Vayu. And I think the way that it extends your plays is worth at least one in the main deck. Moving on to Dark Arm Dragon, that's obvious. Gores is because I played this trap card, Legacy of Yatagarasu. If I open Legacy and Gores, I can set the Legacy, and if my opponent were to start their turn by just normal summoning a monster and attacking directly, I can flip over Legacy in the attack declaration and then take the damage. And then I can activate Gores in my hand on damage calculation to special summon itself and another body to gain the momentum back. And now I have 6 cards plus the Gores in the token to counter my turn 2. So that's why I play Gores. It's also just another big body, and backing up with trap cards is really good. Allure of Darkness, just for consistency in the deck to pretty much trade with Vayu, to be honest. It's also, it's an awkward card. I think Allure is good. I rarely side it out, but it can get awkward when you only have 1 or 2 dark monsters in your hand, and you don't really want to banish any of them. You don't really want to draw 2 trap cards and then banish 1 or your only play or your second only play or even your third only play. I'm talking myself out of this card. It is a nice card to want to see Black Whirlwind more because this is the main part of the deck, but it also gets you in awkward situations as well. But I'm a gambler, so sometimes I like to gamble with this card, but not if I don't have a dark monster in my hand. If you don't, then set your spells and trap cards and then activate this card. 2 Black Whirlwind. Obvious. Brain Control, it's just really good for damage. You play tuners in your deck so you can convert some of your opponent's monsters. You can attack for game with this card. Great card. I don't see why anybody would not play this card. Heavy Storm, MST are pretty standard. I've seen some people cut MST, but I think it's just really good for a chainable card. This deck has problem with back row, but I'll get into that later. Legacy of Yatagarasu, this is because more consistency in the deck. The more of these, the more I see my monsters that I'm trying to draw. I see Black Whirlwind more. I see my best 37 cards, if you count Allure, my best 36 cards more. So I really like the fact that in Edison format that you don't just get OTK'd right away, except for the Dream Frog deck, I think it's called, and the Gigaplant deck and the Dragon Turbo. So there's a couple decks that I just think this card is too slow. But when you're up against two kind of aggro control decks, this card makes your opponent play a little bit more differently. If they see it, then they're scared to target it with back row or back row removal, because then they think, oh, I'm just going to chain it. Also, I can buff it for a bottomless, I can buff it for a deep prison, I can also just evade it or set it or keep it as a bluff as long as I want until I feel like I need to get the advantage off it. So I think it's a really good card. I think it does have a place in Blackwing. Ors, Legacy, in my opinion, Dust are like the 5 flex spots in this deck. But I really like my choice of being more consistent and bluffs. 2 Bottomless, pretty obvious, one of the best trap cards in the format. 3 Icarus. If you're not playing 3, please don't play Blackwings. I think this is the best trap card for the deck. Everybody's scared of this card, so why not just play 3? Also, if you draw value, I'm waiting until I get an Icarus attack to really get some value off it. 2-Dimensional Prison, I settled on 2 because I wanted to play 3 Legacy, and I think 3 of this is overkill. You could argue 1, you could argue 2, you could argue 3. I just settled at 2 because I wanted to play the 3 of Legacy of Yatagrasu. You could play 2, you could play 3, you can mix it up, whatever you're feeling. I just think I would rather have the consistency over the removal because I already have a lot of that stuff. Dust Tornado, I've seen some pretty good players main decking this card. I think in Blackwing, I think it is correct. 3 back row removal cards, I guess 6, but 3 like pure back row removal cards is a pretty good number. 6 overall, if you think about it. Maybe 7 with a judgment if you count it. But you really have to play through back row with Blackwing. If they just set up trap cards and you can't get through their trap cards and somehow they have monsters, it's really hard to outgrind them. Dust Tornado is a really good card. It's also set effect with a Legacy is really good. Set effect with Icarus attack is really good. Set effect with Judgment is really good as well. Or MST. So it has a spot in the deck for sure. Mirror Force, Torrential, Judgment, Dust Shoot. I'm just going to put these 4 in a category where I think these are just the 4 best trap cards of the format. That's why they're all at 1. Going into the extra deck quickly, pretty standard except for one thing. I play Mistworm over the 2nd Armor Master. This actually came up in my top 4 match. I had a Kalute on the field. I had no cards. I drew for turn a Blizzy. Blizzy brought back a level 4 Synchro for a 9 Mistworm, spun back his Synchro and attack for game in game 1 top 4. So it actually saved me probably the tournament. I don't see a reason why you play 2 Armor Master. There's just no reason that you think that you're going to get into your level 7 with Gale and a level 4, and you're also going to go into a value with an Armed Wing that rarely comes up. Mistworm, in my opinion, comes up a little bit more, and it did. So I was really happy with that nice little switch up. Other than that, pretty standard. The 1 Chimera Tech, because I'm going to transition to my side deck. 2 Cyber Dragon. This is against the machine decks. This is also just for going second in general against aggro/control decks like GBs, possibly the mirror match, depending on the matchups. Not usually frogs, but those 2 matchups for sure. I'm probably blanking on the other matchups, but that's what I really like. Machines, mirror match, GBs. DD Crow, if I see like a Plague Spreader, I think that's like the only thing that this DD Crow is really good for, is hitting Plague Spreader. There's 2 Treeborn Frogs in the format, so it's hard to banish both of them. And another really good trade-off with this card, I think, is Pot of Avarice. And maybe comment in the below, please let me know what else DD Crow is good for. Those are like the only 2 things that I think has the most value for it. I rarely sided in against any other stuff. 1 Breaker, this is more of an out for Royal Decree, because Royal Decree Consecrated of Light is the best thing against Blackwing. I can never out that combo. But yeah, Breaker is really good for that. I think it's really good against GBs. It's just another way to out back row. And I sided in because I need, in my opinion, at least 3 outs to Royal Decree, which would be Breaker, MST, and Heavy Storm. Because if they just go first and then they flip it on my end phase, when I go second, none of my trap cards work. So I need a spell card or the Breaker to remove the Royal Decree. Second, or onto the spells, Nobleman of Crossout, really good against flipping decks. Hamster's really good against my deck. Raikos are really good. I almost got messed up against Morphing Jar is really good. I mean, there's a lot of flip effect cards that are really good, and if I think that there's 4 to 5 in their deck or more, or even if they're just setting cards that are not flip effect monsters like Snowman Eater or something, I will still side this card in just so I have outs to those big bodies. A Fissure is a Consecrated of Light out. I think Blackwing needs to play this card, and it is also just really good GBs or even like the Mirror Match, aggro, control side-ins, but for sure against light decks, or if you just suspect any non-dark deck that's siding Consecrated. So my second and third, Dust Tornado, it's just really good for the Mirror Match. They come in for sure. They come in for sure against GBs. Like I said, I'm pretty oversided, I guess, for GBs. But got to make sure that I win the mirror matches. Got to make sure that I win those control matchups. And Dust Tornado is just one of the best ways to do it. Royal Oppression. So not against the control, but for the combo decks. This card comes in if quick draw decks, plant decks, any deck that I think will special summon a lot. I think this card has to come in. They side in cards just to remove the Royal Oppression, and this card I don't have to explain too much about. I'm actually going to put Deck Devi last. So 2 pulling the rug. I think this is really good against like Hero Frogs. It's good against like Swap. It's good against Swap Frogs. It's good against Monarchs. It's good against the Stratos. Those are like the big 3 that I like. It's good against Sheen, I guess. You don't want to hit it with pulling the rug, but those top 3 for sure. Like the Monarchs are a really good way for non-Blackwings decks to beat Blackwings. So I just want to make sure that I don't lose to Brain Control Caius automatically, because that's really good. Also, it's pulling the rug. It's a great counter trap. They can't chain trap stun to it. That's really good as well. Dark Illusion. So Dark Illusion is really good. I think especially, I didn't really realize this, but especially because I played Legacy of Yatagarasu. So on the same kind of thought process as Legacy, where if they see it game 1, they're scared to target my back row games 2 and 3. So then when they summon like a Caius, or if they activate Brain Control, or I'm sorry, let's just start with they activate Caius, and now they think Legacy is set. So then they're going to target my monster for a for sure removal of Caius, and I also get burned for 1,000. Dark Illusion gets flipped up, and then that really turns the game into my game, because they just fell right into that trap that they think it's Legacy, it's my Dark Illusion, even with a Brain Control, Enemy Controller, different ways to target my monsters, like Dimensional Prison are ways, Icarus Attacks. It's just a card that they don't really expect, which they probably should. This card has been gaining popularity over this year, and it's a great card. 2 Deck Devastation Viruses. So I know this is for Frogs, and I don't play a lot of pure Frogs, but I am really scared of that deck. But when they already got the engine going, I don't know what's really good going second against them. And Deck Devastation Virus is probably one of the best cards in the format, no doubt about it. In Vayu Turbo, I think it's really good in Vayu Turbo. But in Blackwings, it has to be like a mid-game card. You do have to tribute a Sirocco, which always feels good, but sometimes when it's mid-game, it feels mid. When it's mid-game, it does feel mid if you don't just get value off it right away. I just don't activate it enough, and when it does resolve, it doesn't just like automatically win me the game, which I feel a little spoiled for saying that, but it just doesn't feel pure in pure Black Wings. And I am thinking about cutting it overall. I want you guys to think, I want to hear what you guys have to think about this card in the comments below, because I really have no idea. Yeah, that's the deck profile. Lastly, I just want to remind you guys about the giveaway. Please comment, like, below, subscribe. And I also want to hear your guys' opinions as well in the comments about this deck list, about my video. Just comment whatever you guys want, and I will try to get back to you guys as much as I can. Thank you. Bye.